Would you like to know my 90-second secret habit that you can do right now to overcome shyness and crush your social fears? If so, this video is for you. If you are a person who is struggling to connect with other people, if you want to have more connections, more relationships, to be able to express yourself, then these 90 seconds will change your life for the better. Just let me explain it to you. Here's how it works. Human beings, we have emotions. We have something called state of mind. We generate our emotions. We generate our state of mind by two essential things. The first thing is by the way we use our physiology. The way we use our body determines how do we feel right now. And the second thing is how we are using our mind. Let me dig a bit deeper here. If you are a shy person, or if you ever felt shyer in your life, I want you to remember the very last time it happened. Well, I was a shy person, okay? So I will explain what was going on when I was shy. In my case, I know I was looking down. I was breathing shallow. I avoided eye contact. And don't even mention what is going on inside of my head. I saw myself failing. I saw myself being boring. I saw myself unable to talk to people and approach them and just being myself and being fun. Don't mention what I was saying to myself. I also was like so negative. I would say things like, I don't know what I'm gonna say, dude. Oh gosh, there's no way for them to like me. Oh, I'm just shy. I'll just settle there. And this going on and on and on. Needless to say, I felt bad. I felt shy. I had social anxiety. Does this ring a bell to you? Well, I know it was true for me because again, I was shy and that was what's going on inside of my head. And I know because I interviewed a lot of people, this is what happened, or this is what is going on when someone feels shy. Okay? I know this experience is very painful. It's very hard. It's very depressing. I didn't know how to meet new people. Thus, I was that young boy who spends hours and hours just playing video games, watching anime or movie just to avoid encountering other people. It was that painful to me. But once I understood that I can change by changing my thoughts, by changing the way I use my body, my social life has changed. Allow me to elaborate. This is my takeaway here, okay? I was the one who was generating the shyness feeling. Again, it is really simple if you understand it. I was creating the feeling by A, visualizing myself at the worst scenario or the worst movie possible. B, the way I breathe and the way I use my body. And lastly, by my super negative self-talk. So, the question is here, if shyness were generated by the way I think or I was thinking and the way I use my body, what would happen if I change that? If I have a better body posture? If I talk to myself in a positive way? If I see myself succeeding, being happy, being able to approach other people, what is gonna happen? That's when I was lucky enough to discover something called neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP for short, which is like the workshop of the mind to change your feelings by changing your inner thoughts. Here, I'm going to share with you 3 essential steps that would take from you like 90 seconds, literally, to feel much better at the moment and to overcome shyness. So are you ready? Let's begin with step number 1. Step number 1, be present. What I mean here, so much people when they feel shy, they think too much about it. They give it so much thoughts. They try to resist it. They try to fight it back. But here's the deal. When you try to fight the feeling bad, it becomes worse. For example, if you are feeling anxious right now, if you feel shy and you pretend it doesn't exist, or you pretend that okay, I'm gonna overcome it, no, there's no way I'm gonna settle for this, and you try to fight it back, guess what happens? It becomes 10 times worse. So what you should do next time is to acknowledge the feeling, to admit that it is here, to listen to it. You know what is gonna happen next when you listen to it? When you listen to it, but you don't ignore it, but you don't give it so much thought, the feeling of shyness, the feeling of social anxiety, the feeling of depression, or whatever you feel at this moment will just go away, or it will be so much weaker than before. What you should do next, focus on something else, like your heartbeat or at your breathing. Just keep focusing on something else. And this leads me to the next step, which is change your body language. Ever heard of this phrase called fake it until you make it? Do you know that by simply shifting your body, you'll feel dramatically different in a good way? By shifting your body language, you can feel much more confident. You don't believe me? Then think about this. If I ask you to describe someone who is depressed, do you know how they look like? I'll give you a few minutes to think, or a few seconds to think. Okay, done? Let's do it together. What's their head like? Is it up or down? Well, it's down. What is their breathing like? Do they breathe shallow or deep? How come do you know this kind of stuff? Because we see it every single day. Of course, there's some exception to that. I know there's some chemical imbalance and whatnot, but in generally speaking, you can really predict how someone depressed or not by how they look like in front of you at this moment, right? Or how do they feel at this moment? So I want you to live by this next time. Practice it until you make it. I won't say fake it, I'll say practice it. It's more accurate. Just look at someone who's so confident. Learn from them. See how they're using their body. See how they breathe. See how they talk. See how they move. Normally, like normal speaking, they take more space. If someone's confident, they breathe deeper, so they feel better. They stand up tall. They take more space. They move a lot. They do things differently from shy people. So learn from someone who is confident. Adopt a confident posture. You feel much confident. And let's say the final step, which will make the biggest fundamental shift in your mind, which is shift the way you're thinking at the moment. By the way, just before I move on, most of what I'm learning here, how to use your mind, I got it from Using Your Brain for a Change, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. It is the foundation. It's a foundational book about using NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. It's so powerful. It's very practical. That's what I like about it. You can do most of the things by yourself. You don't need an instructor or someone to teach you or someone else to apply what you're going to learn. Anyway, here we want to accomplish feeling confident by doing two different things. The first one is visualization. So what I want you to do, they say, let me say this first. They say your brain doesn't know the difference between what is real and what's not. Meaning, if you visualize yourself being rejected, unable to speak to in a business meeting, having nothing to say, being boring, then your brain will believe it and will feel bad and will feel shy again. Hence why you have to change the way you visualize. What I want you to do instead is imagine, see the best version of yourself. Look carefully at him or her. I want you to look at the glow of the eyes. I want you to see how he or she using the body language, how they speak in front of others, how they have challenges, but they really handle them with ease and with fun. They speak with more confidence. They use their body in a better way. See the thing that you want to accomplish, that as it already happened, the best way possible. Next thing that you should do is add a positive self-talk. You see, we talk negative to ourselves. A lot of people do that, and that's normal. We are humans. But think about this. What if someone comes to you right now and tell you you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough? When you wake up in the morning, someone will say, hey, you're not good enough. You go outside driving or doing whatever else you're doing. He tells you that you're not good enough. You close the door, you leave the house. You go back to the house, you close the door, and he's right there waiting for you. Hey, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. Would you allow that to happen? Of course not. For me, I will never allow to anyone to speak badly of me in front of my face. But why do we do that to ourselves? Yes, so much people speak negatively about themselves, about the things that they cannot do, about how bad they are. But you should change this. You should talk to yourself in a positive way. My best thing that I do is, I would say, hey, I feel good about myself, and I make others feel good around me. And I say it in my head with a positive tonality, in a confident way, until I believed it. I always say this: I feel good about myself, and I make others feel good around me. I love myself, and others love me. I'm a good person. I'm fun to be around. Finally, after doing all of this, go for it. After changing the way you're using your body, after visualizing yourself, after being present, after talking to yourself in a positive way, go for it. I want you to know here that you are an amazing human being. You can make people feel good when you are around them. Know that you are in charge of your life, and you are about to have so much fun ahead of you. And hey, look, the process might feel awkward at first. Here's what I want you to feel, or here's what I want you to do. Like, I don't want you to be perfectionist, because many times when we do things for the first time, we don't do them perfectly. It's like riding a bicycle. The first few times, maybe you wobble a bit, maybe you fall off. But the second, third, fourth, fifth try, you become so good at it. And it is true with this one. So when you go try to approach other people, do not try to be perfect. Just go for it. Even if you get like half of it good, or even 1% good, or 10% good, feel good about it. Celebrate. You got outside of your comfort zone. This is something so good. So thank you so much for watching. I do really hope that you love this video and you find it useful in any way or form. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I really enjoyed making the video. Take care. God bless you.